Raw, lighten up your life on raw and living foods. I have got to tell you on the subject of raw emotions. Yes, we're still talking about raw emotions. Aw, I'm sorry. We got a lot to talk about. And today we're going to shake it up a little bit, twist it up a little bit. It's going to be pretty interesting. In the last video, Raw Emotions 2, I brought up the phrase, you've got to name it to claim it. Well, we're going to amp that up a little bit and go even one better. Not only naming it, but you also need to own it. And own it means, what do you do when you own something? You take responsibility for it. It's really important to look at this and see where maybe you have made some choices. You have possibly even gone into the dogma, if you will, of raw life, raw foods, raw information. Raw has to be like this. It has to be this size. It has to look like this. It has to fit into this box. These are the requirements. If I'm not, oh boy, if I'm using agave and it's not raw, and now cacao's not raw, and then those people over there said it was, and now it's not, and how do I figure it out? And I went down there and I beat on the door of the place, and they couldn't tell me, and I went out to the desert and looked at the agave, and it didn't look like what I have in the container. Oh, on and on and on. Okay, oy vey, right? So could it be, when we're owning it here, we're owning it, could it be that my raw eating, the eating part, the eating experience has become a bit of a challenge for me, or it was right from the beginning because of all the information that I bought into. So a major source of the challenges that people have are guilt and criticism. So say that you bring these upon yourself when you don't meet up to all that you took on for yourself. Remember, you're owning it. All that you took on for yourself that raw meant for you. Okay, because everyone gets to choose. It's all out there everywhere, and you get to choose what works for you. That's the key, what works for you. So you've taken on all these different things, and wondering now why you, like I said, you fell off the wagon, you messed up, you slipped up, you know, all these different phrases that people use. And really, one of the reasons that a lot of people do not stay on the raw food eating plan, eating lifestyle, when you have the guilt usually always equals pain. We don't want this lifestyle to be fraught with pain, right? We're supposed to be in the freedom of raw life. So where does the guilt come from? Well, we took that on ourselves. We have to own that. We took that on ourselves. So now you have these other folks, and they're realizing this. You know, these gurus, if you will. They're realizing this, and they're saying, well, I've kind of bought into the dogma, and they're saying now I'm going to do what's good for my body. One thing I've been really, really happy, my personal experience, really, really happy from the beginning. I was turned off right away by the idea of 100%. When I heard that those words connected to my eating, to the food I was putting in my mouth, it never made sense to me. I don't believe I've had a 100% raw day in my life. Yay! That's a victory. And so when you put these self-imposed, they are self-imposed rules and regulations on your life, on your eating plan, this could be where you might be running into some difficulty. And another piece that might be working working in our playing a factor in our raw emotions thought is the idea of I'm not good enough. You see, if, once again, if we're thinking about the dogma and all the pieces that we have put together for ourselves, from what we've gathered here and gathered there, and made ourselves all confused in the process sometimes, then if we have the I'm not good enough, when you try to line it up with these standards that you set for yourself, then you see that's where some of these emotions are going to come into. And those are just thoughts. Those are just things that we've taken on ourselves, and thoughts can be changed. Then it's let the beatings begin. And how do people beat on themselves for not living up to these expectations of themselves? They begin to eat a whole lot of cooked food, and sometimes it's not the best choices. I always use the better than principle. If you are going to eat something that's not on your raw plan, then pick something better than something else. You know, say you were going to have some pasta and some marinara sauce. Okay, so you have gluten-free or whole grain pasta, and you have organic marinara sauce, or you have the pasta with raw marinara sauce. Make better than choices. That's always been the way I've handled it, and I always recommend it to others. And stop the beatings right now. So I want to end this video with a quote that I saw yesterday. And really it's about living our life to the full, enjoying the things that we do, loving what we eat because we love what we eat, and just loving the raw lifestyle because we love the raw lifestyle. And it said, I don't want to get to the end of my life and find that I lived just the length of it. I want to have lived the width of it as well. Simply find what works for you, eat raw and living foods, and your life will rock like you can't imagine. Bye-bye. Be sure to tune in for part 4 of Raw Emotions Revealed. I will be dealing with the subject of raw emotions and how they affect our body. So stay tuned.